How do wild yeasts create funky barrel-aged homebrew flavors? Imagine opening a barrel and discovering a whole new world of flavors inside. That's what wild yeasts do during barrel aging, especially when making complex homebrews. Wild yeasts like Brettanomyces are naturally present in the environment and in the wood of barrels. When you introduce beer into these barrels, the wild yeasts start to work their magic. They consume sugars and other compounds in the beer, producing a variety of aromatic and flavor compounds. These include esters, which add fruity notes, phenols that can give spicy or smoky hints, and acids that add tartness. Unlike standard brewing yeast, wild yeasts create a broad spectrum of flavors, giving your beer that signature funkiness. The process begins with your base beer, which is usually brewed with traditional yeast strains. Once it's ready, you transfer it into oak barrels that have been previously used for wine, spirits, or other brews. These barrels are porous, allowing microbes from the environment to enter and settle into the wood. Over time, the wild yeasts and bacteria colonize the inside of the barrel, creating a living environment. As the beer ages in this environment, the wild yeasts metabolize sugars slowly, sometimes over many months or even years. This slow fermentation allows complex flavors to develop gradually, giving the beer its characteristic funk and depth. Barrel aging also introduces a small amount of oxygen through the wood's pores. This oxygen interacts with the microbes and the beer, helping produce organic acids and other compounds that add complexity and a slight tartness. The residual flavors from previous contents of the barrel, like wine or whiskey, also blend into the beer, creating layered profiles. Many brewers choose to blend different barrels to balance the flavors or add fruits, spices, or other ingredients to refine the final product. In homebrewing, working with wild yeasts and barrels requires patience. It's important to keep the environment clean but not overly sterile, so you don't kill off the wild microbes. Using a barrel that already has wild yeast populations can speed things up, but if you start with a clean barrel, you might need to inoculate it with wild yeast cultures or expose it to ambient air to introduce the microbes. The aging process can take anywhere from 3 months to several years, depending on how intense you want the funk and sourness to be. During this time, tasting and monitoring the beer helps decide when it's ready. Incorporating wild yeasts into your homebrewing journey adds a new level of complexity and flavor. It's a slow process, but the unique, funky profiles that develop are worth the wait. The environment inside the barrel, the diversity of microbes, and the residual flavors from previous contents all combine to create a truly one-of-a-kind brew. Advanced brewers often experiment with different barrel types, aging times, and microbial blends to craft their perfect funky, barrel-aged homebrew.